Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Kind of watching videos, I noticed that one of the most common questions that comes up is, how do I make money in Tarkov? There are a lot of answers to this. Unfortunately, the most common answer I hear is survive or don't die. And while these are true, I don't think they add all that much to the discussion, and it's kind of a lazy answer. So I wanted to throw together a quick video here with a few tips I've learned playing the game and watching others that have helped kind of maximize what I get out of my raids. Helps me earn a little bit of extra money, and in some ways kind of cheats the system. So hopefully after watching this, you guys will be able to make a little bit more money in the raid just like I do. Some of these are easier than others. Some require a little bit more work. But hopefully they can all add a little bit of value to your gameplay and increase how much money you get on a day-to-day basis. With that said, let's get rolling. Okay, so the first one I want to show you guys is how to get dollars a little bit cheaper than any other way I know of in the game right now. So if you're looking to buy dollars and straight for rubles, you're 121.38 for per dollar, 121.38 rubles per dollar, right? Well, one thing that's very interesting is that Peacekeeper does buy thumb drives, and those sell for $314. So if we take our handy dandy little calculator and we do a $314 times 100 and what did we say these were? 120. We'll just say 121 just to keep the math simple. 121 means that as long as you buy thumb drives for less than basically 38,000 rubles, you're going to do better than this. And the best thing about thumb drives is that they very often are much less than that. So buy that one. Well, that one didn't go through. So we'll buy one at 33, 33, 33. That guy has a whole bunch for sale there. They're already sold out. But now you can come in here and we bought 3. I had one out there, so we won't count it. So I bought 3 of these, and we'll just say we bought them at 33,000. So at 33,000 times 3, and we're going to get $942 out of that. That means we're getting our dollars for 105 rubles, which is substantially cheaper, 10 or 15% cheaper than what you're paying elsewhere. And it's a lot more efficient than anything else. I do this maybe 2-3 times a week to keep my dollars up for when I'm buying ammo and things that you spend a lot of dollars on. But it's another good way also if you're doing some tasks or hideout upgrades. Get you some dollars pretty cheap. I'm going to sell this one too. So another thing that a lot of people overlook is how much mags can actually sell for on some of these firearms that you can get from like your scav case or in raids or tasks. So I'm just going to show you a couple here and how crazy it can be. But basically every one of these firearms here, if you sell the mag for, you get more for it. So like for example, if you look at the 5.7, these things sell for 27.28. And if you look, see that one's got a mag in it. That one's got a mag in it. That one doesn't have a mag in it. So you can sell the without a mag for say 27,000, and then the mag itself is worth another 25,000. It's because they're so hard to get a hold of. So definitely take your mags out. Same thing for the MP9. These things are worth 30,000 for the MP9 mags, and if the gun by itself is 28, and you see a lot of these people don't put them in here, and then some people overlook it and leave the mag in. I mean, that's $30,000 worth of mag sitting in that thing. The same applies for like the M1A. You're talking 10,000 for that mag. The HK mags sell for quite a bit even. These Gen 3 mags, they're all 10, 11,000. The more rare ones are a lot. This AK-103, you've got, come on now, another 10, 12,000, kind of depending on when you get it. So make sure you take those mags out and sell those. And don't just leave them in the gun when you flea market it. You're cutting yourself in half almost on some of these. Okay, so another mistake I see a lot of people making, and I don't want to call it a mistake. It might just be a time thing. It might be, I hate to use the word lazy, but they're playing a game. They don't want to work at doing something. They just want to have fun. But if you're looking to make a little bit more money, what a lot of people don't do is disassemble their guns prior to selling them. And I'm going to use these 2 here as an example, but it works on several others things, especially guns you get off raiders, the M4s and things like that have parts that are needed for the gunsmith tasks or the SA-58s. Almost every gun you find, you need to check the parts on it before you sell it. So real quick, we'll just tear apart this HK, show you a couple things with it. First off, if you go look, you can sell your HK for about 55K, right? If there's no HK bottoms here right now, but figure you sell it for the same thing as Mechanic sells it for 23K. You come in here and you pull everything off of this, and we'll go look at all the different part prices, because you'd be surprised at how much some of this stuff is really worth, up to and including the magazine, as we talked about already. Okay, almost there. I didn't hit disassemble because I didn't want everything scattered all over the place. I suppose I could have done it. All right, so first thing up is the barrel. So we can spell the barrel for probably 20,000 straight up. So there's 20,000. The mag is probably 10 to 12,000 and sell pretty quickly, but they were selling for 13 there. The rear sight, that sells for 8 or 9,000. The upper, you know, this isn't much. You could try to sell it. The battle grip, I think, is something we'll just vendor. The T-handle is something we'll just vendor. The enhanced tube right there is about 10K. This is something we'll vendor. I'm pretty sure that's not worth anything. That's not worth anything. And then the gas tube is worth solid 10K. So if we go look at this and we list all of these things, you know, we've got 20K. We'll say 10K, so we're at 30. There's another 10K, so 40. We'll say 10K, so there's 50. We'll list that for 10K, easy, 60. We'll say that was 70. And then you sell the gun for 23,000. You're almost approaching 100K. You're almost doubling the amount of money you do that. And that's before you even vendor these 4 pieces. You don't get as much out of the M4, but like the barrel, for example, is worth 26K, and the firearm itself sold is worth about 20K, 25K, whereas if you sell the whole thing together as one piece, you know, you're going to sell it for, 55K. So just those 2 pieces alone, you're making more money, and that's really all you can sell on the flea market. You might be able to get away with selling this for a little bit, but you vendor everything else and you're making more money than if you just sold the gun as one piece. And again, this applies to a lot of different guns, not just the ones that I showed you here, SA-58s, things like that. Sometimes you can even get away with it with the M1, just because some of these parts, like right now, the stock is listed at 25 and 50K, I believe, because people might need it for one of the tasks, and they just have money and they don't want to go look for M1A, or they don't have the ability to buy one. So here's one way to do it. So when you get found and raid items, just quickly go through and double check things like barrels and grips and some of the pieces that you think might need to be used by other people, and you'll make a little bit more money selling your firearms. So one of the things that people do a lot of that they don't is they sell things to the incorrect vendors. So you can make yourself a little bit more money if you sell things to the right vendor. So like, for example, when you go look at Mechanic, you can sell all firearms to Mechanic, right? But one thing you want to do is you want to avoid selling like DMRs, sniper rifles, and shotguns to him, because you can see here 39,000, 14, and 12,7. If you go to Jaeger, he pays a little bit more, 41, 15,4, 13,7. It's not a lot, but it'll add up as you get this stuff. So make sure you sell those to the right vendor. The other thing is pretty straightforward. Grenades go to proper, clothes, helmets, armor, helmets, bags, all of that stuff goes to Ragman. And then keys, high value items, food, meds, sell all of that to Therapist. She's the best place to sell these things to, pretty much. You can sell some of them to Jaeger too, but at the end of the day, I just sell them to her because it's easier. Another tip I like to have, and there's a couple uses for this, but it's this XRSU 47SU handguard that you can keep in your secure container. But the beauty of it is this one slot can house 6 slots worth of items. So it'll hold a grip, it'll hold a medium-sized sight, and 2 lasers. All of those will go onto this and then go into your gamma container or your kappa. So when you die, you get out with anything on this regardless. A lot of people use it to hide thermals. So if you're running a thermal like this, you can put it on there when you're not using it on your gun, and then you don't lose it. Especially it's nice if you're doing those tasks. And because sights and lasers can sell for so much to vendors, even if they're not found in raid, it's really good because you can put 2 sights on this thing, as well as some other attachments, and get out with it as if you PvP or you're running reserve and finding lots of attachments. The way to put this thing together, though, is kind of tricky if you don't know how to do it. Let me get everything off of here real quick. So this is actually 2 parts. So this by itself takes up 2 slots, and it'll work, but it takes up 2 slots. But if you put this on an AK-74U gas tube, boom, now you're down to 1 right in there, and you can put every attachment in your world that you want on there to either make money or keep you from losing a thermal or an expensive scope, depending on what you want. The only thing it will not let you do is put on a large sight. So like, let me go find one here real quick. So like big scopes that have scope mounts and things like that, those cannot mount on this thing. It just doesn't fit them. One last tip I have for you guys is honestly more of a shameless plug than anything to go check out some of my other videos, but it's use your hideout. It's there. It can make you money if you utilize it properly. I go through just about every week and create a video that shows you the best things to make. So go check those out and let me know what you think about that as well. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. I hope you guys got some value out of this. If you did, please like and then hit subscribe for future content if you're interested. I am on Twitch and we have a Discord if you want to come hang out, ask questions there. Otherwise, we'll see you in Tarkov.